Ready? We're ready. We're ready. We're on the edge. Stuff. Live. Episode 8. Angry Bong and NAbz. Right here. Don't I sound enthusiastic?
You actually sound pretty awesome.
Well, thanks,
So.
man. I appreciate that. Oh.
So I've got a big show to do tonight, and with Debbie over some news show. I got to do liberal talk stuff. You know.
That's cool. It's always good to get in on other shit going down, you know?
She's got a show over there. I forget where she said, Talk Line or something. So.
Well, that is a cool, little, change of pace,
Yeah.
I guess. That's what I was trying to spit out. But, yeah, episode 8. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, we can make this the end all of the evening, actually. Yeah, and make sure you link the show over to me so I can tune in if I
I will.
got the moment in my agenda moment. Thunder and lightning. So how's the weather been? Has it been weird and erratic where you're at, or is it just us?
Nah, it's weird everywhere, man.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just making sure.
Climate change is a hoax.
Yeah. No, there was no winter. Gotcha.
Yeah. I know.
You're like, yeah, you're preaching to the choir, buddy.
I know. That's why it's good just to strip all the environmental laws away that have taken decades to put in place just because.
Yeah, they're already cock blocking all that maneuver. I heard the latest updates on that today. It's already going into a shuffle. And the oil company spoke up today and went, Trump, what the fuck are you doing? We don't want these regulations to go away. And then the coal miners have said, thanks and all, but our jobs are disappearing because this is a dying industry. And we've literally had people coming forward in the last day or two saying this shit, which all makes sense. And, yeah, so that's not going to make it far, just like his immigrant ban. Face it, dude. He is facing, even with all the heads, he is facing the same bullshit. Even with all those seats full, he's facing the same bullshit as Obama did.
Yeah, but it's different for him.
Yeah, because it's his own people.
But it's just highlights how fractured the Republican Party actually is.
Oh, yeah, the Republican Party is not a united front at all. There's like 3 or 4 levels. Just like the Democrats. That's why they can't get shit done now either.
Yeah,
There's like
the
3 or
Democrats
4 levels of them, too.
aren't as splintered as the Republicans are.
Not as badly, no. But they're getting there. Especially after this Hillary bullshit and what it did to all of her representatives.
Yeah, but I think the whole Russian thing is smoothing a lot of wounds there. I think the Democrats are going to come out of next election. I think the Democrats will be a different beast. I think they've learned from their mistakes and they're retooling quite well. Actually, they've handled this so far quite well with Trump, as well as they could.
I would say yes to that.
Right, like they could have easily acted like a beat dog for a while. The tail of the tape will be in a year and a half or whatever when they have the midterm elections and how that goes, because those traditionally are Republican fucking dominator, right? And if a lot of Democrats show up to vote, that shows the Democrat base is motivated and very anti-Trump. So I just don't get the guy's mindset. Like he's childlike. Like he want, like, you heard that, like, inauguration day, he wanted to have like fucking missiles and tanks and everything drive down the fucking, you know. He wanted to look like the fucking Russian May Day parade.
Right. Or like North Korea's fucking ceremonies.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking...
Have you ever watched that video of them changing of the guard at the gate between Turkey and Palestine? Is it Turkey? Turkey and... There's a gate there. And every day they go through this ceremony of opening and closing it. You ought to look it up on the internet, dude. It's fucking... Dude, they look like chickens. It fucking blows my mind. They go through it every day. But I'm just saying, routine, you know. What people do ceremonially and...
Yeah, well, the big threat in the world right now is going on over in Korea. Right? There's a lot of
tension over there, yeah.
NATO countries like Canada and other European countries putting troops in countries that border the Ukraine and Russia, so they can't be invaded, right? Like, it's the world is headed in a fucking dangerous fucking direction.
Well, they need war to get everybody back on the fucking brainless bus. See what I'm saying? At times of war, Americans unify and they ignore their differences and fucking... Well, when that's the case, they forget the social disorder and the corruptness because they're at war. So it's all subterfuge.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't.
If we went to war openly and they said that on the news tomorrow, suddenly all this shit with Trump would disappear. All this other shit would just disappear. It would act like...
Yeah, but the whole thing is, Russia is the one place in the planet that he never has anything bad to say about.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It's like, he says bad things about the Republicans, he says bad things about the Democrats, says bad things about all the allies, says bad things about NATO, says bad things about science, says bad things about women, but he never ever says anything bad about Russia.
Yeah.
Now, what the fuck do the Russians have on that guy that he can keep himself so composed and so away from them? Now, what is it about the Russians? Is it money, or do they have what
money?
To ruin them?
They got money over his head, probably.
I don't think it's money. I think they got information that would fucking ruin him. Probably put him in prison. Because he's been over there doing deals in Russia for 20 years. Dealing with money laundering, people that launder money and everything. I think it's that deal that happened down the house he sold. You know about that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
He owned a house in Florida, which no big deal.
Right.
But he sold it for like $100 million, and when he paid $40 million at a time when the real estate market was tanked, and the guy that bought it is a since convicted money launderer from Russia.
Right.
And the guy never even lived in the house; he just tore it down.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And at the time when he sold the bank, or bought the house from Trump, Trump was being chased by a bank that this guy had ties with over there for loans that Trump had to the bank.
If I hear a big explosion, I'll know what's up.
What, me dying?
Yeah, your fucking house getting hit by a drone, bro. Shit. Okay, welcome to On the Edge. You're listening to Angry Bong and NAbz right here. Woo! Backhand Studios, reunited to very agitated minds. And sometimes a prize is in the Cracker Jack box. They get a track at the end of the show. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Once in a while. Here and there.
Right.
But yeah, man. Yeah, Russia. Yeah, there's something fishy about that whole scene, dude. I would be in agreement there. There's just. Yeah, you're right. He says absolutely nothing bad about. Now, me, myself, what's my opinion of Russia? Russia is a foreign language speaking clone of us. That's what Russia is. They expand their borders and take over weaker countries and then call them territories, just like the U.S. does. The majority of their population is God-fearing Christians, just like the U.S. is. They do the same atrocious bullshit to other countries as we do.
They don't have the social structure that
they don't have our political system, but they're doing the same shit we are. They don't have nowhere near the hospital infrastructure or like welfare or food stamps or social security, anything like that either, like in the States or the countries do. It's it's like a campfire country.
Yeah, a lot of, like, you could be a nurse in Russia and fucking be starving to death. Taking care of your mother. Right? Teachers and stuff, like, it's just, they don't have the shit we have.
It's total economic disparity. I don't know. All their shit goes to Russia's war machine, I'm guessing. Oh, sounds familiar. That's where Trump just put all of our money.
Yeah. I think they want each other. I don't think they want a war. I think they want the threat. They want to be able to scare their people into thinking there might be a war like the glory days and sell weapons to proxy countries and fight wars in the Middle East and other places where they can sell lots of weapons. And when there's a bunch of...
But you can only do that for so long before it's just saturated with the weapons.
Well, that's why they need some wars somewhere to fire some fucking shells off and to make other weapons obsolete, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, dude, is that without intervention in stealing land, soldiers would have no job, therefore there'd be no military jobs.
Yeah, but the Romans had probably the most successful army in the history of the world, and they weren't always attacking. And when their army wasn't attacking, they built the fucking, they built roads.
Yeah, they built shit. My idea was recall our military and get the gold mines that are off the coast. Use them to do that. Build infrastructure and roads and fucking bridges.
I'm sure a guy that can drive a tank can drive a bulldozer.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing that needs to be changed is degrees received and positions received in the military should apply to the public sector. So if you were in Army Corps of Engineers bulldozing, then your license and permit should apply to the public sector as well. You shouldn't have to do it all over again and all that shit, which is a big problem with them coming out of the military with on-the-job experience in those fields, any kind of technical field. It doesn't count because it doesn't count in the public sector, which is bullshit. There should be a sign-off system of their superiors where they go, yes, they know how to do this, this, and that paper is good as gold for a job. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
if they can drive military equipment for 2 years for the military and get out, they shouldn't have to go get their CDL and all that bullshit all over again.
But
other than local road testing and shit, which is obvious.
I've got this is a gray area that people can get upset at too, is just because somebody served in the military doesn't make them automatically a good person.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And sure, they risk their life, but so does the guy that drives fucking...
an 18-wheeler. Right.
Drives an 18-wheeler every day. Or the taxi driver.
Right.
There's all kinds of people
or
that
the
work
deep sea welder, which is the lowest life expectancy on the planet for jobs, next to astronaut.
So it's a choice. Like back when they used to draft people, it was different. But when people make a choice to join the military,
yeah,
I don't really feel like I owe them anything. Right?
Right.
I think the government should take care of them.
They joined the military to get an income and a school education or whatever. That's their payment. And the other thing is that our military isn't working for freedoms. It's working on stealing people's freedoms. So it's not like anything they're doing is honorable.
Yeah, but like they all have this sense that we all owe them something.
I'm sure there are small pockets of like special forces and shit stopping some evil shit that is honorable. But like standard standing military that's policing a third world country on land we're stealing and resources, that's not honorable. You're a thief. You're a pirate, basically. And you're stealing loot. You're not even getting a share of it. It's like being a cheated pirate, actually. Because the military don't even see a fraction of the income that the tough suits, the tight suits, make off of all the poor kids' lives that are lost. These rich guys that never see the front line make billions at the expense of the local public poor kid. I think that all military action in the United States and all maneuvers and money that's made from it, those should all be fractioned among our military and they all get shares like hands on a boat or pirates on a ship.
Yeah.
You know, they send poor kids home in body bags while they're still making the billions. What does that family get? Their kid in a body bag and an honorable mention. While these guys are raking in billions and the family keeps struggling now without a child, you know. And that money should go to them. It should go to the families and the servicemen. It should be in shares. You know, any kind of money-making scandal, scam that the government's got in these areas that are stealing and controlling, fractions of that money should go to the soldiers' families.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, honestly, the majority of the people in the military are poor people's kids because they can't afford college. So that's pretty sad that your only option in the United States is a poor kid, which was my only option too, because no one was paying for me to go to college. So, and the $900 that the federal government offered me to go to school wouldn't pay anything. You know what I mean? It didn't even pay for my classes. So
well, I live in Canada, bud, and I got a cousin who got pregnant when she was in grade 12.
Oh, dude.
So, but she graduated, but had the baby like in the summer. Anyway, she went on mother's allowance for a year, and then she applied and got accepted to university. Mother's allowance, or welfare, would pay her to stay home, but if she went to university, she didn't qualify for welfare.
Yep. And that's how it is here when you are on any kind of assistance. You can't get a job. We're like, dude, really? You're not getting a job because you'll lose your $200 in assistance or your $300 in assistance that you're not surviving on?
So that's the bullshit that is. That they're perfectly prepared to pay her to sit home and do nothing. But if she's trying to better herself, no.
I was tired of my chair squeaking and the freaking dog's in the way. God damn.
Having a meltdown right here on air.
Having a meltdown on air and nobody heard it or saw it. I got one of those office chairs and that fucker, dude,
Squeaks.
no matter what, dude, I had someone here on air and they were recording shit and I'm barely move and it's like squeaking in the middle of the track. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, those type of chairs you get at Walmart and stuff, those piston chairs.
Yeah.
They go wobbly in the center because they're too tall. And the bolt pattern in the bottom of them is not wide enough. The base that screws to the bottom of the chair. And once they go a little bit, they're fucked.
I'm gonna hit it with some reactant. That'll take care of the fucking problem. Lube!
You gotta go around and look for the good ones that come out of like call centers and stuff, the office ones that are $400 or $500 to buy.
You remember what Old Red Green said, don't you? The Old Red Green there?
Yeah, he's Canadian. That's shit.
Yeah. I grew up listening to him, yeah. Dude.
That all started out on a show. He used to do a show with his wife.
Yep. Like a variety show, right?
It's called Smith and Smith. It was horrible. But they used to sing like they were Donnie and Marie.
Yeah, I saw clips of that. I never watched it, but I watched like a, like...
But they used to do funny little skits. And Red Green is originally, that's where it comes from.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
It was a skit off that show, yeah. He made quite a bit of money off that fucking bad routine.
Yeah.
Made a couple movies.
If it
TV
moves and it's
TV
not
show.
supposed to, use duct tape. If it don't move and it's supposed to, use WD-40.
Yeah, he's got some great lines. The supporting cast was good on the show too. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like it was pretty good. The Possum Lake Van.
Possum Lodge with their pig call.
Yep. Good stuff. Yeah, this girl must be some itchy and her twitchy, man. She's got her bad.
She's got her what? She must be some twitchy. Why?
She must be some itchy and her twitchy.
Why? Why is that? You're like, here,
She's got her bad for Saturday.
She got her veg trimmed for Saturday?
She's pretty excited about Saturday.
She trimmed her veg. She shaved an N in there for NAbz.
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to
ask her to do that.
Gonna have to go down and buy a cucumber and stuff.
Oh yeah, ain't nothing more fun than a condom cucumber.
I want her to come back a second time.
When she sees the condoms and goes, "What are those for?" You go, "For the cucumbers."
You don't think I'm going to let you make a sandwich with that if we don't wrap it up first of all?
No, I learned latex. It's just like wax. It washes right off. Down to 20 minutes of On the Edge with Angry Bong and NAbz. Yeah, man. So Caps Gazine tomorrow comes out, and I got a show on Saturday, 3 hours. I don't know show. I don't know. I may or may not have a guest on. You never know. I don't know. What do you got coming up? You're doing something tonight.
Yeah, Debbie Daly. I don't know. I don't have a link or nothing yet.
So
So.
Debbie Daly tonight?
you're doing Debbie Daly tonight, you dirty dog.
Yep.
I'm doing
I do
Debbie
most
Daly.
nights. I do most nights.
I'm doing me some Debbie Daly. Dirty dog.
I do most nights.
Oh, that's, I don't know. That's good though. You said you're going on there like a liberal talk show kind of thing, Madoodle.
She's
Right.
not liberal. She's a conservative.
Oh, so
I'm the only
she's
liberal.
wanting you.
I think I'm the only liberal on Spreaker.
Oh, so she's gonna end up putting you into the Shark Tank, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they do every night.
They do every night. What show they put you in the Shark Tank every night?
Her show.
No shit. She goes on air every night.
Oh yeah, but
Usually not. Yeah.
I troll a lot of people there too, make fun of them.
Right.
You know me.
Yeah. Right. Well.
I try to keep out of the political stuff because, like I say, I'm the only liberal over there.
Right.
So we always end up in a fight.
They usually get gangbanged, man.
And she's real religious, and she believes in the paranormal, and all the things that I don't believe in. So it can go south real quick. Like everything can be going smooth, and then all of a sudden, you know, the topic can change direction, and
Shit's hit the fan, right?
Yeah. But she's got one guy that she goes there. His name's Dennis. He claims that he can transcend and turn into energy and travel throughout the universe and stuff. So
Wow.
I call him Dennis the Dark, the bringer of doom.
Dennis the Dark, the bringer of doom. The guy that's like, I become one with all things and travel the universe. You're like, Dennis the Dark, bringer of doom.
But in reality, he's Dennis the Drunk, the maker of piss.
Oh! Wow. That hurts, man.
Yeah.
It hurts me when I hear other people called a drunk. I know what it's like. I've been a victim.
Yeah, well, the drunker he gets, the more powerful his powers are.
Well, yeah. Jeez.
Well, I'm just saying.
What fucking planet are you from, Joe? Come on, man. Right now, I can see through clothes. Hot Lips doesn't want to know what I'm doing to her nipples right now.
No, I don't want to know.
Good thing it's X-ray. Yeah, man, the drunker you get, the more superpowers you have. I call that the line of natural selection. Every drug and stimulant on the planet has a line of natural selection where you do enough of that said drug, it doesn't matter what it is, that you could feel comfortable enough in your present situation to just, make the wrong choice and off yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just kind of like, look out for that line. Because if you're ready to off yourself, it just might turn into a neighborhood homicide and you are being hunted by the police because you killed half the neighborhood. And,
Well, I've never ever thought about shooting the neighborhood up.
Who said anything about shooting the neighborhood up?
Oh, just...
Oh, I let your imagination take that and run away with it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Bing! What if I was to say I have
thought
a
about firebombing some places,
butter knife?
but that's only because the leprechaun tells me to burn stuff.
Ow! Never listen to the damn leprechaun. He's a tricky
Oh, I
little
don't.
bastard.
I don't.
He's a tricky bastard.
I learned my lesson when I was 17 listening to the gnome.
Yeah, don't listen to gnomes either. They're tricky little bastards.
Yeah. That's
It's like bad prison inmates. They'll say, yeah, no, you can do that. And then you do it. You get your ass beaten nearly to death. And they laugh because they don't have cable.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. That would suck. Or say you're next to the intake showers, and whenever they bring in the freaking new hard asses into lockdown, you're there and you're going, "Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, you remember me down from classification? Huh? You know, when I fucked you in your ass?" Dude. Oh. Hardened motherfuckers will go off like a motherfucker. All you have to do is press the right buttons. We used to do that shit to people because the guards would shut off our showers. So we would get new intakes and we would make them go off so that the guards had to come down there and mace them. And when they maced them, they had to shower the whole galley. Yeah, dude. So yeah, we would see some fucking big badass come in and go, "Yep, this is our time," and we'd try to get them to go off. It wouldn't always happen. It'd take 3 or 4 times, three or four different people, but eventually we would get one to go off like a bug, dude, and they'd go down there with a goon squad and fucking mace them. And then the mace would be so thick it was over the whole galley, so they would shower everybody. The ship captain would require it. Because the shit was on camera and all that fucking goody stuff. Yeah, lazy guards will just skip your showers for a week. That's what they'll do. Eat their donuts. Eat their donuts in the cage.
Yep.
My stepdad retired from the state penitentiary back home. And when he first got with my mom, you know, I kind of had that prison mentality, so I kind of threatened him and shit. And then as time went on and realized he wasn't a shitbag, like, got to know him. He was really a good dude. He's an amazing guy, dude. Very talented and shit, but he wasn't a guard. He was like their head maintenance guy of the prison. Like, this dude was the one that fixed the power generator and fixed the rolling steel doors and cracked the locks when they got jammed, and yeah, dude. So as I got to know him, I realized he's a badass. He's a badass. And during the riots there, he's such a good person that the inmates protected him. Like,
wow.
he would always turn his head when he was catching them smoking and shit. You know? He'd be like, telling them, like, "What the fuck are you doing? You know I walked through here. You know, don't be doing this shit here. What the fuck?" But he's like, "You're just causing me to do paperwork, you know? Come on."
Wow.
But yeah, so he was cool with him, and when the riot went down, the inmates literally protected him. 2 people died. 2 people got killed in that riot.
Fucking scary stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine being inside that because I know how contained prisons are, dude. That would be fucking scary as fuck. I'd be grabbing the first thing I could and defending myself. It's like fucking Fallout 4 up in that bitch.
Not good.
Super mutants and fucking Weasley ass raiders and gunners, oh my. And that's not even to mention the frickin' guards with their guns and their tasers and their fucking riot shields and their heavies. They used to call them the goon squad because they'd have some big thug holding the shield and 6 of them would just bum rush you and he would plow you into the wall with his shield.
Lay you down on the.
Oh yeah, dude, lay you right the fuck down.
I live in a prison town. I know all kinds of guards. My brother's a guard, actually.
Yeah, that's some crazy pit maneuvers and shit they learn in there.
Yeah, I think they go in side by side and they just push you to the wall or to the ground with the shields and lay on you.
Yep. Or push you against the wall if you won't get down.
Yeah.
Or knock you down with the shield and hold you down.
Yeah. Not a lot you can do.
No.
Even if you fight those guys off, there's a couple more coming.
Yep.
You know? Sooner or later, you're going to be tired. And the more of them you hurt, the madder they're going to be when they finally do get a hold of you. So it's really just a victory in your own mind, fighting back.
Yeah. Pride.
It's
thing.
like resisting arrest.
It's a pride thing, yeah.
I grew up in a little town where there's always fights in the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And the cops show up and they take you to jail. I've seen all kinds of guys resist, right? And I've never once seen the cops change their mind. Not one single time did I ever see.
Nah, he beat our asses. And...
Yeah, all that ever happens is you get hurt, more of them show up and you get fucked up.
There's an arcade game you can get on Xbox One called The Escapist. And it's different stages of these prisons. It's like a 2D scroller, like the old little 2D, like Zelda, And you go around, you talk to all the inmates. You can strong-arm people. I managed to get to the third prison just from going to the gym every day and getting so strong that the day that I piss off all the guards and from strong-arming people for money, that they came at me and I knocked all the guards out in the prison. And just walked out the front door twice. I did. Took their security keys and all that shit. Just walked out. Pretty fucked up.
That is fucked up.
That would be bad. And that's something that always blew my mind, dude. You go into prison and guaranteed if the Aryan Brotherhood is there, they're dominating the fucking weight yard, and these guys are the size of fucking freight trains. And the guards just let them pump up to that size. Like, it would take 10 guards to stop one of them. You're just like, what the fuck? This guy's a fucking super mutant. But yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they get fucking huge in there. There was a guy I lifted with, and he just let me lift with him out of respect for having balls to stand up to him. But literally, dude, he was the size of a fucking gorilla. It just scared the shit out of me how big he was. But when he fucking tried to checkmate me in there, I was like, fuck it, you're gonna kill me or not. Fuck you. Like, what the fuck ever, dude. He's like, you know what? You're the first one on this floor to stand up to me. I like you. Then he started lifting weights with me. Which he didn't like because we had to shift like 200 pounds between our sets. And it finally got old.
Yeah, it would. You gotta work out with somebody that's at your level.
Yeah, so you don't have to keep switching plates constantly. But he, basically what it was is he just kind of showed me the ropes on how he lifted weights and got his size and shit. And I was like, I don't want to get your size, bro. But yeah, when I came out, I was a fucking monster, dude. But he showed me how to do that. And like, I think it was like 3 or 4 months into working out with him. Like, this other dude moved in that was closer to his weight, and they started working out together. But yeah, that was pretty cool, man. That's why they say, if you could change your brain, you wouldn't want to, because it makes you who you are,
I would have just had one that worked a little better.
Yeah. It doesn't create character, though. Character, I think, really comes from strife. I think true character comes from strife. We got 5 minutes 33 to the show, and we got a 3-minute track for the end. Snubnose, The Plums.
Right on.
Angry Bong. Dude, thank you for chilling with me, man, and chit-chatting, and good luck in the Den of Lions. I'll try to tune in tonight. Share the link.
Yeah, I'll be all right, because I'll just go through and see what's going on there tonight. It's first time through. So.
Share the link so I can.
2 hours is a lot of time to talk about one subject, though.
What is this? Not really. Not if you go heat debate. Go deep six on their ass. Take it to the alien conspiracy level on their asses, dude. Get them in flux.
Yeah, I think it's just politics, though. So you're not allowed to talk the batshit crazy stuff until after we're off that talk line.
Oh, okay. But isn't politics batshit crazy? It's people debating what the public wants instead
like
of the
religion,
public just saying what they want.
But just like religion, they don't like to be told they're crazy. They just...
That was my standing
They just pretend they've got it figured out. You know?
We're living on the edge.
Living on the edge. Dude, I have a semi-erect nipple right now.
That's pretty interesting.
No, I'm not into the clamps.
Oh, well, that's boring.
Yeah, I've been told that.
Boring ass, no nipple, motherfucker.
Boring ass, no nipple, fucking clamping motherfuckers.
Angry Bong and NAbz, we're out of here. Thank you for tuning in on The Edge. Catch us, when we air the next show.
See you later, man.
Snub Nose Plums. Take it easy, guys.
See you later, man.